All right, we're back. We're playing some Ghostface, and we're covering a build made by the YouTuber Not Lordy, where he says he made one of the most OP Ghostface builds. So I want to go ahead and try it out and see what I think, and I'll have all my thoughts at the end of the video. But first, we're going to use the build, and just whatever I end up getting is going to be what we post. So we can definitely get like a full review of the build here. So barbecue and chili will be the first perk. When you hook them 40 meters away, there will be survivors that will be revealed. Fearmonger. You can go ahead and read that if you need to. Blindness and exhausted lasts for a while. We all know this already. Oppression. You kick a gen, makes other gens get a skill check. If they miss it, it blows up. And pain res, so that when you hook them on the scourge, it does 25% of the gen. So that's great. And then we also have the Olsen's Journal, which I don't think is the greatest add-on, but I'll cover all the add-ons and whatnot in the Ghostface guides that will be released. But just off the bat here, not really too confident in that add-on, but it really does depend on playstyle. So we'll definitely, like I've said, cover that later on also in this video, my thoughts on the build. So, and then obviously the other add-on will be Philly, which I will always, want to use that add-on. It's wonderful. So hope you guys will enjoy this. You also ran a tiramisu, so we're going to go ahead and run that as well. But hope you guys enjoy the video. My thoughts will always be at the end of the video, obviously. And we'll go ahead and get us started here. Alright, so we're on the treatment theater with our main man, Ghostface here. Not my favorite map at all. I know people like to say that it is one of Ghostface's best maps. I'm personally not a fan of it. But, like I've said earlier, I'm just going to use the build, and whatever result that we end up getting will be what we use here. So we're just we're going in here. We try to figure out if they're going to the farthest one. We do see them on our right there. We didn't really get the stalk. We somehow ended up in chase, which is weird. So they were probably pretty close, but I wasn't trying to be in chase there. We do get stalking on there. We can try to get this person here. The R99. And we can start going into the chase here. They are running away toward the pallet. They decide to start walking because they want Fearmonger to be off of them. That's why they're going to walk. And we could just try to make our way back over toward them. Now, she's going to try to kind of go back around. I guess she didn't see the light, possibly. Let me just get the pickup here, and we'll try to find a scourge hook as soon as possible to blow up the gen, because I know they definitely are getting gens done pretty quickly. So that'll blow up the gen. We do see them on barbecue, and then we also, seems like the gen either never got tapped or never got blown up, so it must be another gen that has a lot of progress. They decided to farm the Nancy. We're going to go right after her. I know that, they think I'm just going to let her run away, but if they're going to actively farm their teammate, I'm just going to take the free pressure, because I was going to go after her anyway. So they decide to reveal, makes no difference. She's holding W, but she's going to really not make much. I mean, it does help me go toward the gen that they were probably on anyway. She's going to drop at the pallet, of course she will. And doesn't look behind her, so we knock her straight down. They are on this gen, so we can actually go ahead and kick this. Try to get oppression to activate. It doesn't seem like it's going to. And we can go ahead and just put them on the hook close by and break this pallet. And judging by the fact that there was at least 2 gens, we saw them on the on barbecue there as well for a second, and we also have Feng here, so that means that they're either both on separate gens or they're on the same gen, but either one we're going to lose a gen here. Now, the Feng can't go for the save without trading, and so it's up to those other 2 that want to come in for the save if possible. We're just going to lose a gen or 2 at this point, just judging by the fact that that gen on the right that I kicked earlier, and then obviously the one that got blown up by pain res. So we lose 2 gens automatically. That's just going to happen. We don't really have much to do with that. But because they're off the gens now, and we have the gen next to me, now I can just defend this area waiting for them to come by. And then we can pretty much try to wait out this person to get to the second save because he wanted to farm her for whatever reason. Now, if we can get hit Renato, he can't save now. The Michaela actually came around. So that was a bit of a misplay on my part. I should have probably stayed close to the hook. And then if somebody wants to go for the trade, we can make it happen. Now, she tries to spin there to try to bait me to swing. It really didn't make any difference because she ended up getting out of my way. The Feng there is most likely going to drop a pallet or do something stupid, so we're just going to shift our focus to the Nancy here, who's completely lost. We're going to activate Shroud so she can't hear us. And that'll allow us to get to the distance we need. She's going to camp this pallet here. We're going to go to the side. She didn't go through, so we're going to go back around and just swing right through. I don't know if she gave up or something or whatever she's doing, but we're gonna go ahead and pick her up. Michaela's just nodding for whatever reason. I guess she wanted her dad or something. I don't know if she doesn't like the Nancy, but we just got her out the game quickly at pretty good. And we also have barbecue for 2 people, so now we know that they're gonna go split up to do 2 other gens. They did miss a skill check somehow on that one, so I figure I can try to go to that gen and see if we can go ahead and kick it. Maybe we could get some stalking in, possibly. It doesn't seem like we can really stalk through that little bed or whatever. The cot? I don't know what the heck that thing is. What's called, I should say. We kick it, no oppression again, just nothing gets blown up. Seems like they're hitting the skill checks, so that's not too good for me. But we can try to check this area. They actually decided to heal instead. I do not think that oppression automatically blows up the gens for you. If I'm not mistaken, I don't think it should. I think it only works if they're on the gen and then they miss a skill check. So, because I was expecting other explosions to kind of go off. You know what I mean? I would figure that it would at least make some kind of noise or something, but it doesn't seem like it does that. I can't be too sure. And Renato did get hit there. We're gonna try to follow through with him. He doesn't have any really any idea where I'm going. He decides to start flying up here. He did get stuck there, and then he just pretty much starts doing a shitty vault. So he panicked. And mind you, this guy's a level 100. So if, I wanted to run the Mori to specifically go after the level 100. We Mori the level 100s on our road to level 100. I think that would be very fitting for the journey. And so that would be the thing that we do there. We can go ahead and just activate our Pain Resonance hook there. You can blow up that gen, whichever one that was getting blown up. That means that the gen that they're on all the way in the back that we saw with barbecue, that's probably the gen that they had blown up. One person's coming in for the save, so we know that we're going to shroud up, and then we'll be able to, if possible, we'll get behind the person. That'll pretty much be the way to go about it. We do see her here, so we just go ahead and hit her. Now she can't really save that easily. Because mind you, they're like pumping the gens out really quickly, so we were also going to try to stay close by to our survivors here to try to get kills. It may not be the most like riveting gameplay at this point, but you have to do what you have to win. I'm trying to play the best of my ability to showcase the build, give it the respect it deserves, and so we're going to try to follow through with this person because I realize that one person has to get off the gen, and now she goes down, and then we can go ahead and try to find a Scourge for her and blow up the gen again to try to hold back the game as much as we possibly can. Now we can't really make the Scourge, but we know that somebody's going to have to come in for the save again. They always heal under the hook, like every time, so we can use it to our advantage, and barbecue doesn't show anybody, so we can definitely know that they're close by. They're within 40 meters. We can try to get some stalking on Michaela, but they do instantly farm. And I definitely mean farm, because they don't wait till I leave the area. So I'm like, they decide to vault the pallet. I could care less. I wanted that pallet out anyway, so we can go get that out of there. And then we can try to use our ears and follow them. And we know that somebody's going to come in for the save. We already know it's going to happen. They love coming in for the save. So we'll use that to our advantage. We're going to get her Michaela off that hook, off the gen again. It's not letting me lean for some reason on that wall. I don't know why it doesn't let me do that. But we will go ahead and hit Michaela here so she can't save without trading. And then we can also see Renato's here just kind of spinning around in a random corner. So we're going to go ahead and hit him. And then he's probably going to be the one going for the save. One of them has to. So now Renato's going in for it. We'll knock him down and pretty much put him on the hook. Now normally I would just slug and go after the Fang to really confirm my win, but I decided to not do that because I wanted to make sure this P100 actually gets to the second hook, which is really what I wanted, honestly, because I do have the Mori and I picked it for them. You know what I'm saying? It's to really show, we're gonna kill as many P100s to get to P100 as we can. You know what I'm saying? And I think it'll be really funny to do that. Besides that, we can go ahead and just use the Pain Res hook here. And we know that they must be close by, possibly, because as you can see, there's no auras on barbecue, so they're within 40 meters, and we already hear Fang. We knock her down, and now it's up to Michaela to try to make some kind of play off of this. And we can go ahead and just take the stun there. We just get rid of the pallet. I don't know why she thinks dumb teching me is going to do anything. We're just going to go ahead and break that. And they're gonna have to go for the save. What I probably should have done was actually just stayed by the hook because that's the only real option that they had. I ended up trying to follow her through, and I forgot the map that I'm playing on because they can make a window and then rotate all the way around and still be able to make the unhook. He literally flew off the hook there, like he went to the side of me, so he got an extra like couple of like meters of distance right there. He can go in a full circle even with no pallet and still be able to make the window and then also run right back around because of just this map's design. And that's just it. That's why I dislike this map so heavily, because now there's a pallet connected to that window that was already by a pallet. So I'm having to waste extra time going around to get this guy. I want to take the stun because I want this pallet out of here too. It's right next to the door, so if I have to down them nearby the door. But guess what? There's a god pallet here, so I tried to swing to see if I can get the hit. It almost looked like I got the hit. So due to the fact map design being map design, they just reverse all the pressure I had. I tried to knock them down, but they had made for this, so she gets picked up immediately and has endurance. So I was like, yeah, of course. Even though I've heard her, with the headset on, but she still is able to just get away. So I lose a lot of pressure. And now I try to vault in here, and we try to go in. They just somehow make the vault again. Just Larry's things, I guess, because this map is, oh my goodness. So I'm like, I hear her, but I don't really see where the hell she's going to go here. It is what it is, but she doesn't know where I'm going, so we'll use that to our advantage. We do see her just kind of standing there trying to crouch. These kids are very lost. We got to remember that survivors are not very intelligent, you know what I'm saying? So, they're going to do stuff like that because they're very lost. And mind you, they have a third-person camera, so they can see where I'm coming from, but they're struggling here. So I went through inside the pallets. Jay was forced to take the window, and that's exactly what got me that down there. And then we could just get her out the game, I think. I wanted to use the hook further away from this one because I didn't want to waste his courage because they're all just kind of spread out in these weird areas. But it's okay. We can go ahead and just hook her here. And she should be on second state, so that's alright. We could try to get oppression again. It does not seem like it's doing anything. Barbecue doesn't really show anybody, so they should be relatively close. That's why I activate Shroud so that they can think I left the area. And then we can try to make our way around, because we do have like a bit of a 3-gen. I just noticed that here during this recording. But we can follow the scratch marks. We want them off the gen, so that's what we're going to use the unhooking for, because they're always going to keep healing off the hook, so we can definitely use that to our advantage. We're going to try to kick this gen. Not a good play on my part, by the way. I saw the scratch marks, and I didn't follow through with that person. I should have honestly went into chase with that person, because now they get a free unhook, and now no one's in chase. So I'm giving away pressure here, and that's not a smart move. Now, I do have nice shrouds, and I don't really know I'm coming. That gives me a bit of leverage, but still is not a smart play if I was using somebody with a terror radius active. So they don't know I'm coming. They had her in a corner for whatever reason. So if they were trying to save her, they probably should have stayed further, so she wouldn't get knocked and she would have a chance to leave. Now we're just gonna face this wall here because I know they can't get the angle. She tries to get in my face. I thought I could get the swing, but she already ran away by the time I even pressed the button. So I was like, yeah, it's no way I could get the swing there. So we just kill her. And then we can try to get oppression value. It doesn't seem like it's going to let me, because it did finally actually blow up a gen. For once, it's actually doing something. From this chase here, we want to try to get the pallet or try to get her marked, because we want to at least get one of these people down on the ground. So we're going to let her lean here. Half of my body's behind the wall, but it's still saying I'm being revealed, so I'm like, whatever. Whatever you say. So she's spinning around thinking, oh man, I'm looping this guy. No, you're not. I'm not trying to hit her. I'm trying to get my cooldown back, which is a full 20 seconds of chase that I have to basically wait out. They dumb tech like a moron. It doesn't matter. I don't need to worry about this clown. So we can just let her run off. They don't complete the gen because I knew they were going to complete the gen. Come on now. They've been rushing the gens all game, so that doesn't make any difference to me. But we know that already. Now, if we can stalk him and just get him on the ground, done. We pretty much can guarantee our win here. And ideally, we want to use our Mori on him as well. So that's obviously why we want him on the ground. Now, we know that these here, I try to lean off of that, but there's just no angle. So we try to crouch again, lean around here. You do get the lot of stalking. Unfortunately, just because of just how his Ghostface's ability works, they can just run around and freely get the reveal, I should say. We do just take the pallet because you can't mess around with Larry's like this. Like, this is another reason why I don't like this map. There's 1,000 pallets and there's not a lot of options. So we're going to go ahead and take advantage of the fact that he's out in the open. We can get our mark here. And then we can just go ahead and just follow through with him. He doesn't have any options here. If you know, he doesn't. Like, he does. I think he was trying to get his Fearmonger back if he hadn't already. I already knew he was going to drop the pallet. He does vault through, but guess what? He has nothing to work with here. So we're going to go ahead and knock him down. And normally I would leave him on the ground, but I wanted to make sure I used my Mori on him. Unfortunately, it did get blocked by his desk here, so we weren't really able to get the nice little say cheese. We do get this though, you know, but that's okay. I still count it, but I'm not really gonna sweat it too much. Now, obviously, they're most likely gonna get the what do you call it, the hatch or whatever. If they get it, they get it. We'll just move on to the next match. If you do want to see the builds that they had for any reason, then I'll just leave that in the video itself. Alright, so we're on one of my favorite maps, RPD. West Wing does kind of suck a little bit because it makes the map a lot bigger, and my spawn is really not the best. I did spawn on the top half, so I figured that they were going to be at the bottom side or like on that gate gen or something like that, but because I had to cross kind of around this area, they really took their sweet time to actually get to the gen. We do see somebody. It seems like they're just kind of walking around. I guess they don't really know that I'm there. They probably thought I left or something, or maybe they attempted to try to reveal, maybe, who knows, right? Maybe they didn't know, maybe they just kind of saw me, who cares, right? And then we can get a little bit of stalking on this person as well. We're like kind of in the back, they don't really see us. We do get a little bit closer here. I did mark actually like too far away. That was my bad. I should have just let her go and focused on trying to injure somebody else or something like that. Because now they do make the window, which is a bad play, but because of this area having this back area open, they do end up having this pallet. And I try to go for the mind game here because she just really does not want to vault, which, I mean, is a bad play on their part to a degree, right? Because I figure like I'm literally on that side. Like, I literally could have gotten the lunge and they actively just didn't want to go for it. So I just figured, you know, they would probably try to be smarter, but I always forget that survivors will make the dumbest play first. So that is a bit of a misplay. Now, we do get oppression value there on that gen, but this gen is also pretty much just going. I probably should try to focus on trying to chase somebody else. Obviously, that's why I switched over off of Kate. I should not have chased Kate. And I kind of lose. I do get the pallet, which is good, right? I'm getting a couple pallets out pretty early. Like 3 pallets are like going, but then also I lost a gen out of it. So it's like, damn, like 3 pallets, but then a gen. It's like, it's a bad trade. I figure I don't really see anybody else. I'm gonna try to get a little bit of stalking on this person. Surprisingly, they're just not on the, like, they're just somehow hidden away from me, but they're still able to like reveal, which is a little strange. That was a little weird. We do get as much stalk as we can off of it, but yeah, we're just kind of like at a loss here because they're just gonna, like, they're hyper efficient on the gens and we're on RPD, which is my favorite map. But we just cannot leverage it to our side at all here. Like, we do not have a lot. That gen's already just flying. And, you know, this may not end well for us. This is ideally what I'm trying to say here. She's not marked at all. We can try to, like, start stalking her a bit. We just don't have a lot of options here. Now, once again, I marked too far. I'm nowhere near her, so she does have enough time to actually make this pallet area here. Which is really just unfortunate. She tries to walk around the side for whatever reason. We do get it does get the stun, and we just lost another gen. It's really just not a great play. She does have a really bad play there on her part, but we do have the option to try to at least go for the Scourge, but they're all on the same side of the map there, so that's extremely unfortunate. What would make it even better if they had power struggle? It would have just completely just threw the game out the window. But we were at least able to get barbecue, and they're all just doubled up on the same gen, so really just it's just not going well in this one. Let's just put it that way. We will try to get some stalking at least in the meantime, because they do decide to run off of it. They are somehow able to see me from that angle, which is really weird. We're trying to get some extra stalking in. We just don't really have a choice here. They're really just against the ropes very early into the match. Like, this gen is already flying. So I go to kick the gen, but Blast Mine goes off. We already lost another gen anyway. We're down to 2 gens, 1 basically, because this one's at like 80 to 90%. Tried to use Oppression, but Oppression's not going to cut it because, you know, like they have to skill checks pretty much. We did get the pallet. They do get the blind. It doesn't really matter. I figure I can try to down this guy because he has pretty much nothing to work with besides his pallet. We're going to just stalk him over that pallet. He's going to go for the blind, which is a bad play on his part because he already missed the blind anyway. And because of me breaking the pallet from earlier, he pretty much makes nothing. And I don't think he realizes that because he just tries to pretend he's spinning or something. And then obviously we don't have any scourge hooks here, so we have to just use a regular one, which is extremely unfortunate. We try to go for the middle hook, but it really does not matter. Like, we really pretty much lose a lot of pressure just off of that alone. Like, we don't really have a lot to regress the gens here. And as you can see, they just tap the gen. So, and then they instantly unhook. I can hit him, but I don't have a lot going for me here because that's only 2.5% of the gen for each kick, and then Oppression won't really activate. I need to get it down. And then I need to actually hook on the Scourge to actually get it to regress. So we definitely need to try to leverage it to our side. We got 2 people like 99. We know that he's going to use Plot Twist, so he's basically out of the game for a little while until he picks himself up, and then we could try to focus on the other people here. If they try to get close, because, you know, I'm not able to get the stalk in off of that angle for some reason. They're of course going to disrespect, and I'm trying to get Oppression to do something. I'm trying my best here to get it to do something. We try to hit her, so if they do get close to the gen, because you know they want to tap the gen. That's what I was trying to use, is their greed against them. I'm trying to leverage it to my side here by trying to get the gen to spark so they get close, and then I can just spark, knock them down, and then use the Scourge if it is close by. But I figure they're not going to stay close to me. They just keep looking at me, running away, looking at me, running away, looking at me, running away. So it's like, you know, we don't have a lot of choices here. We can try to mark them. It was not letting me mark them when they were in the open, so I just don't have a choice of hitting her here. They're going to tap the gen. Nicolas Cage, obviously the only one. We're going to try to kick it again to get them closer, because you know they want to tap the gen. That's what I'm trying to get them to do. But closer to me, so that we can actually go for that. But because, you know, this pallet's still here, she does greet it. We knock her down. But the gen is still pretty much going to fly unless I'm able to reach the Scourge hook in front of me. Unfortunately, all of them spawn on the same side of the map, which is really bad. And then we can just go ahead and hook her there. We did blow up the gen. We know that they're still on that gen. They're double dumped on that goddamn gen. So we're just at a loss here with the pressure, because we have absolutely no options here. We could try to get some more stalking in, but we accidentally mark her, so we just have no options here. So we're just going to have to follow through with her to try to get her closer to the Scourge hook that's by that gate area. That's just our best bet, honestly. Like, she does have a pallet here, but we just, I mean, she's going to greet it, or she's not, actually. She does make the mistake there. She does fake it for some reason. That was really bad. I don't know what the hell she's doing. We're just going to go ahead and just break that. Now we can go ahead and pick her up and hook her. But it might be a little too late, because they already, you know, unhooked, healed, and then the other gen probably got tapped. We do see Barbecue again, so they're split up on 2 separate gens. We're like I said before, we are at a bit of a loss here. Like, we don't really have a lot of options. We can get some stalking here, which is good, and then we could try to get as close as we can without them revealing. She does seem like they want to get cocky, try to push the gen really hard. But thankfully the pallet was broken from earlier, so we are able to get the knockdown pretty easily here. So we can knock her down, boom. And there should be a Scourge hook on this side of the map. I mean, no, there isn't, because why would there be? They're all on the other side. So we are not doing well. We're not doing well. So, but we do get another hook. It is on second state, but and we could try to use Oppression here. You know, we could try. We kick it. You know, maybe it'll make the gen blow up. Maybe they'll miss it, but it's not working out for us here. They do finish healing, so we can get the free hit on the Thalita here. Thalita? I don't know. We can go ahead and just try to hit her. They do instantly unhook. We can get a pallet out of it, so we'll just go ahead and break it. We just want to create dead zones around the area to try to leverage it to our side, but I don't think there's a way around it here. Because she's not marked at all, so we don't really have a lot of options in terms of knocking them down. And we don't really have a lot of regression. It's all based off of just that, you know, pain res hooks, which if they spawn on a bad spot, you're just kind of out of luck. She is injured, so we can attempt to at least try to follow her, but they're going to go and tap the gen anyway, so we're going to try to at least get some marking in on both of them at the same time. We do mark them as much as possible, but you know, she is in my face, so if it does recharge, which, I mean, it's 20-second cooldown, so we're kind of at a... I try to block it there, but it just does not let me get the body block there to guard the vault, which is so unfortunate. Oppression's almost charged. I figure maybe I can try it again. You know, try to get that thing to activate, but it's just not working. It's just not working out. They are not. They're really not trying to miss that skill check. So we are kind of losing a lot of value there. They do make the vault, which we know that already. We can try to. No, they double vault, of course, and then they just make all that distance for free. We can try to mark them here. They want to start spinning around thinking they're good. That's perfect for me. You can't spin me. You get killed. And we can try to just hook her right about there. Now, she's already been on the painters, like I believe. Oh, no, she's already dead, so. At least we got one out the game, I guess. But, and we have this person here. I figured, well, I mean, they already got the other gen done from somewhere else, so. I do get the hit there, but it's a little too late. That middle gen is extreme, like just going, really just going. So it's not like a lot of options. The gen just gets done. Chick's already healed. Game's over, pretty much. Like I did the best I could. You know what I'm saying? I did the best I could, but really wasn't a lot of options here. The door is pretty much 99 by now. We try to mark, but they could just fly behind me. I just can't get the mark off of that. And, yeah, I mean, our add-ons really didn't do much for us here. Neither did the perk. I tried to get close, but he's just going to crank it. Whatever. Nothing you could do. It's really just nothing you could do. Yeah, I just pretty much just put my controller down, just went to go do something else while I waited for the game to end around this area. I was like, whatever, just got some points. I thought maybe I could get the lunge, but nah, just nah. I'm like, whatever. I'm like, there's not much you can do about that. Yeah, not the greatest. We'll just go ahead and just fast forward to the next game here. All right, we're on the third game, Sanctum of Wrath. This will be the final, and then we'll do our little commentary over our little build here and see what we do. Well, not my build per se, but you know, the build here. Just get a little review, you know. So yeah, we're gonna go right in here. We have Shroud. We already see about two people actually. So we don't really care about being revealed there. We just want to try to get a hit in as soon as we can, or get a pallet, which he's going to immediately drop it, so that's great. Just get rid of that, and then we can go make our way toward the Nicolas Cage, who we figure out he should be pretty close, because they most likely want to do the gen. It seems like he ran back up. Go to check peek at the gen. We want to try to apply oppression with as early as we can, because the cooldown is extremely long. So you want to at least get it off a cooldown as soon as possible, right? You know, so when we need it, we'll have it. Type of beat there. So we're just gonna make our way towards the middle. We do know that they ran in that direction. We could try to look around with our stalking here, see if we can like raise up any bars. It seems like to our left there is a Nicolas Cage. He is on the gen. It seems like oppression didn't really do anything there to him. It seems like either he hit the skill check or maybe just started the gen afterwards. So we can pretty much just go right after him because he's on a gen and we want to stop him from doing that. We're gonna crouch to make it harder to reveal. Seems like this guy was AFK for quite a while. And get her stalking it because he's not looking behind him, so we can try to raise that up as much as possible. And the bird is still on his head, so we're gonna try to mark him up as much as we can. He's trying to like I was trying to like get that last little bit of stalk, but it did not give it to me. And we're gonna go over here and try to hit Ace. So basically everybody's pretty much. Oh, he gave me the God pallet. Everybody's pretty much just marked here. Like, they're all dead, essentially. Like, 3 people are pretty much dead. Now, did I waste time breaking these pallets and then going back to the gen? Yes, I did. Yes, I did. That was a bad play. But that's okay. because everybody's marked. So whoever I end up chasing will further what I need anyway. We figure that they're going to be either in the middle or they're going to be on this gen in the far end, which we already know that there is the Carlos there, so we have it marked. I thought we could cross in there. I was like, oh, snap, like, I don't know the map. This tile's really weird, but he has to walk in front of me here, so we knock him straight down. Which is great. We got a pallet, we got a down, and then we can hopefully use a pain res hook. We look around, but the pain res hooks are across the map. All three of them are on the same side of the map. I don't know what the hell is going on over there, but I figured I may not be able to make the pain res, so we're just going to hook him closer to the middle, so maybe I can get somebody else by the hook and make it blow up. And we'll just try to use oppression. It's off a cooldown. Maybe you'll blow up another gen. Maybe barbecue. No. It did get okay. That guy missed it. But they are pretty close by because barbecue marked no one. So I figure he's gonna have to cross from my left side. He's not really doing it. I don't know why. He should do it. He should unhook it in my face. Make it happen. Come on. Yeah, there he goes. We know that the Kate's here. So we're gonna go toward her direction. She's like camping the pallet. We just let that rock, and she's just running away. If we hit her, it's pretty much up to Ace or Nicholas. Not even Nicholas Cage can get the save here. If I get the mark, it's over. We're gonna hit her. She runs away. We already know they're going for the save. That's automatic. We know that already. We try to get some marking here. I thought it was gonna be the Nicholas Cage. It was not. But Ace is about halfway marked. We could probably lean off the tree here. Yes, we can. It's a little tricky sometimes because I want to stay mobile while like marking. They're trying to reveal me like really badly. Really trying to reveal me. I don't think that's smart, but hey, they're really trying to reveal. There goes Nicolas Cage. There's no pallet, so he's going to go back around. I don't know why he really believed in his mind I was going to do something, so we knock him down pretty much within seconds. And yeah, I mean, we could pretty much, we're just really far. I don't even want to take the risk. We're just going to hook in that middle one or this close one. It's just, we can't make it from there. Oppression's charge, you can try it again. Oh, maybe you'll blow it up, please. Barbecue? No? No barbecue? Nothing? All right. Okay. Okay, we can go ahead and kick this. Maybe it'll help, maybe it won't. Probably won't. But she is injured from earlier, so that's great. She never got healed. I don't know what's going on there, but she never got healed. And then we can just go ahead and just follow her. Just going through here thinking that's going to throw me off. That's the wrong side to be on, sweetheart. So we break it. She's on my right. We pretty much has absolutely nowhere to go, so we just knock her straight down. They do get the unhook. The other ones are marked, so if that Carlos gets healed or if the Ace wants to get in my face, I mean, it won't end well for them. We finally get pain res. Let's go. We finally got pain res. This is great. So now we blow up the gen with the most progress to see with barbecue that they're healing. So we're going that direction. The Nicolas Cage did get fully healed, so we can try to either hit him again or try to go and mark somebody else. Or we can go ahead and mark him. Get a little bit of some mark. If I can try to get the lean, that would help. It's not letting me lean. I'm trying to like hug the tree. Like, can it let me lean? Like, so I'm like, I'll just do it standing, whatever. Like, it's not letting me lean. The angles can be a little bit weird on that thing. But we're trying to crouch, get a little bit of some stock there. You know, just trying to get him 99, just to make sure in case he gets healed, you know, which he does not. So we can go ahead and just knock her straight down. Can't spin me. We go get the pickup. And we can go ahead and use our pain res hook again. Because I figure she's going to pretty much be dead. We want her on the hook as soon as possible just to create as much pressure as we can. Of course, they're going to drop the pallet. We know that already. We're going to just follow through. If we can hit him, we'll hit him. But if he vaults, whatever, we'll just break it. You know what I mean? We just want to get the pallet out of the way so we can try to focus on the person here. Now, they do decide to go for the save while injured. So they're basically just farming their teammate. She knew that he got farmed. So that's why she started touching the down guy. We're going to go ahead and hook him now so that we can get some more pain res value. And she knew it too. That's why she stood there, because she was like, yeah, this moron decided to unhook me right in his face while injured. I'm like, yeah, it's all right though. We're just gonna go ahead and just kill you with this hook over here. Now I do have toolboxes. I would figure maybe they would want to sabotage the hook, maybe try to help her out, but it doesn't seem like they're going to do that. So we're just gonna go ahead and hook you. Now she's dead. The other one's on death hook. We see scratch marks. They're going to go for the save. We know this. We're going to get a raise a little bit more stock. There you go. And then if he just never got healed, so he's probably going to continue to not be healed. We're trying to break myself out, but they already revealed. We're just going to knock him down again. He's wasting a lot of time doing that. They decide to floor the people. I just hit him again. I don't really care. The game is already in my side. He's still marked, so if he does end up like being healed, he decides to pre-drop. Oh, he should not have blinded me. Oh, that's not a smart move. Oh boy. Oh no. Oh no. There he goes. There he goes. He's gonna run to the left. And he had no balance or anything like that, which is not like he could have gotten it. He's gonna drop the pallet again. We go to the left. He gives up. Knock him down. Who cares? I'm gonna make him waste his flash. So check it out. Like, I really wanted to wait it out too. Like, I just wanted to see how long his dumbass would actually sit there and try to blind. I'm like, bro, you're not gonna make that. He makes that. Okay. Right. Cool. So now we can just go after Ace. No, we don't. We switch back around. Because I want them to try to like think that they're gonna go chase Ace, so they can go and try to get the pickup. But he doesn't seem like he's going for the pickup. So we know he has a flashlight. He wasted a lot of power. We know that. He wasted a lot of energy trying to blind and also blinding earlier. So I'm like, yeah, he's just gonna waste it. We're gonna try to throw him off. You know, we finally get our pickup here, and then he still can't blind. I don't know what on earth the hell he's doing. We can just go ahead and just blow up the gen, get our value, and we could just try to chase him because he's dead. Like he's dead. He's not making it out of here. They instantly farm him now. Yeah, it's not going well for them. It's really not going well. Oh, he does fall. We already knew that was coming. Come on now. Like, come on. He's knocking him down. Give me that. He was level 95, so I figured I was not going to use the Mori because I was like, that doesn't count. He's not level 100 yet with Carlos. Like, he's not a level 100. We won't Mori. It needs to be 100s, you know what I'm saying, to commemorate, you feel me, like, that's just how it is, you know, so, yeah, he's, like, busy points and teabagging, you know what I'm saying, I don't know if it's to BM him or BM me, I don't know who, maybe both of us, right, so he's gonna, so we're just gonna mark and get our silent stab points, mark stab points, he does the plot twist, he gives up, so he's like, you could have me, you take me away, Ghostface, take me away, so he's just done, and then we just hook him there, get our value. He's dead, and then we can just pretty much go ahead and hook the Ace here. So yeah, that pretty much marks the end of the gameplay part. Now we're gonna go into the commentary section discussing the build and what I think about it, and should you run it and all that other stuff. So stay tuned for that in just a second. Alright, so we used this build for about 3 matches, and I personally will give it, like, I'll just do the whole rundown. I'll give it, like, a rating and stuff like that, break it down, dissect it, if you will. I don't think it's a build for me, personally. For my playstyle, it really does not fit, and I did end up struggling with the build because of the fact that it just, you know, doesn't really fit my personal playstyle. Now, obviously, I have said here and there, like, that a build really should complement your playstyle. And I play more aggressive, and the way that he was playing the build, it was a lot more passive, which is fine. Like, you can do that. Like, not Lordy, you can do that. That's your play style. Go right ahead, bro. Like, do your thing. But the way I play, it doesn't really work for me. Now, if I were, like, just off the bat, like, let's just talk about the perks. Barbecue did really well. Like, gave me a lot of good information because, you know, a lot of players will want to stay away from the action. So we have that, like, that knowledge already that, like, Barbecue will definitely give me that information, and it goes well. Now, Fearmonger, probably not my best, like, my favorite pick. I feel like you could use something else that could really give me a lot more value, but, you know, Fearmonger does have its place in some cases against maybe Sprint Burst or something, which isn't really that big of a deal. But, yeah, I mean, sure. Oppression was probably the weakest perk of the 4 here. Probably the weakest choice out of all the perks that we have available in this build here because of the fact that Oppression relies on the survivors to make that mistake of missing the skill check, and they do hit the skill check if the perk doesn't do anything. So we're kind of running a perk that is sort of based off of a chance that it'll work. Now, Pain Resonance, great perk, we already know that. 25% is wonderful. If you could even get the hook, that's great. Obviously, you know, that's a wonderful choice to be had. Now, the only issue is obviously this RNG. I can't even blame the build for that. It's just chance. All the hooks are all on one side of the map while everyone else on the other side. it just didn't really work out that way. But pain res usually does well. Now, the add-on choices as well. Philly is a great choice. We already know that. If you watch any of my videos, you already know I'm always going to run Philly. But the problem obviously relies in the fact that I usually like to run a cooldown thing, because you're going to need cooldown when you're using Ghostface. That's just automatic. You want your power as much as you can. Because of how many uses it has, you want to have your power charged. We didn't have that. So we had this whole marking and making them oblivious. The thing with that is that I don't think it pairs well with Philly, because they're going to mark, but then you still have to reach them and knock them down. That's the whole point of marking them. Now, what I would do is switch out the Philly for the driver's license, and then run it with Oblivious, so that when you're across the map and then you're marking them, because if you're going to play like sort of like a passive Ghostface, marking from far away and trying to get add-on value, you'd want to run that perk, because then it'll blow up their mark. They won't know really what's going on. You have Oblivious, because they're not in chase. They won't hear you coming. You might be able to make that distance, because you will be able to mark them. They won't know you're there, and having that driver's license would give you that regression that the build like needs, because sure, you have pain resonance, but you don't have anything else to keep you in the fight. You know what I'm saying? Because you need to actually get the down quick enough, but then it's kind of conflicting, because oppression is already not giving you any regression. Pain res is your only perk, and you have to reach the hook in the first place to get it to blow up the gen. Now, I would switch out oppression maybe for Jolt or something like that, so you can always have regression, you know what I'm saying, so that no matter where you mark, or where you down, I should say, or whatever have you, it'll blow up the gen. And then driver's license is that good way to like also hold out back the gens if you're going to use that add-on combo, because then you can obviously get a lot more value out of it, and it's just a much better choice. Because of that playstyle, it fits that playstyle better. Now, that's not my playstyle, but that's what I would recommend personally. But yeah, that's my main point here. I feel like maybe the viewer, can try out this build. Maybe if it's your playstyle, maybe you play less aggressive of a playstyle, because I'm usually trying to get in their face and catch them off guard. And overall, this didn't really allow me to do that as easily. So I'll just give the build, I would say, like, just a 3 out of 10, or if you will, or something like that. But I would definitely go and check out this man's channel. Link in the description, and definitely try out the build and see what you think, and let him know in his comments of the video what do you think of the build. Because I already have my